Penny boy. You did it. You did it again. Yep.
Nothing? Nothing.
Lumix just had their October live stream event, which turned out to be a whole bunch of nothing. So I just wanted to give my reaction to it. I know a lot of people are disappointed that we didn't even get the S5D that was rumored to be the only camera that was going to come out from this live stream event. But let alone we didn't get the S1H Mark II, didn't get the S2H or whatever they wanted to call it this time. Essentially, we got software updates. Software updates in the form of firmware that is coming, but not even available yet, for one. Two, Lumix Lab updates to where it now supports the S5 II and the S5 IIX. So yeah, it was kind of a letdown because, you know, as we think about it as Lumix users, we've been waiting on a successor to this S1H for a while and the S1R for a while. And I'm going to tell you why I'm okay with it and why you should be okay with it as well and not care right now that there's no new camera out. So let's just jump right into it. So here's my thing and here's my take about that. Camera companies are in business for a reason because they're smart, they're innovative, and they know what to do and when to do it. They can't just put out a camera just because people want it and they say they want it. Because let's just be honest here. If you're in the market for a Lumix camera, you should be looking at the S5 II or the S5 IIX if you do video production anyways. It's a hell of a camera. It does so much. And why do you need all these rumored specs as far as a new S1H Mark II or an S2H? And I get it. It's great. The newest, the latest, and greatest if it comes out. But I think half the people that want this new camera don't even own an S5 series camera, like an S5 II or S5 IIX. They just want to talk about it. They want to complain about it. Oh, Panasonic didn't put it out. Maybe they're still rocking the old S5 or the S1 or something like that. I get it. But at the same time, when you can get this camera right here, the S5 IIX, brand new for $2,000 for everything that it does, it's an unbeatable value still in the hybrid market. Name another camera out there that does what that camera does for $2,000. And on the used market, you can get it for around $1,500 to $1,600. It's a steal. I love my S5 IIX. It is an awesome camera for photo and video paired with my Sigma 28 to 45. It's an excellent hybrid combo. Like, what more can you need? 6K, open gate, 4K 60, yes, does have a crop for slow-mo. 4K 120 would be nice, but I don't use it, so if I don't have it, I'm not missing it. ProRes internally, the codecs that come with it, just the vlog codecs, are awesome. Lots of data, lots of bit rate, lots of information going into that sensor. If you want to step it up a notch and you feel like you need 12-bit, then guess what? Put an Atomos V on it. You got ProRes RAW. Put a Blackmagic Assist on it, 12-bit B-RAW. So really, it's the most versatile hybrid camera on the market in my opinion. And you're thinking about a camera that doesn't exist. And yes, it would have been nice to have it, of course, but you're worried about a camera that doesn't exist versus just getting a camera that you can utilize, you can learn, you can master right now. So, you know, I know people are disappointed. I'm not disappointed. Maybe they'll come out with something Q1 of next year or Q2. But these camera companies take time to develop these products, not just because people want to see a spec'd out camera, but because they want it to be functional, they want it to be hopefully competitive, and maybe in some cases ahead of all the other competition. So I know that the update was really lackluster, in my opinion. It was software, basically, that they were live streaming and making an announcement about. And that's okay, but I don't think it warranted a live stream. And Lumix, you're doing great. You're doing fine. I mean, we had phase detect, autofocus come to the new cameras like the S5 II and S5 IIX and the S9 and stuff like that. And yes, we would have loved to see an S1H2 Mark II with all the rumored specs that they said they were going to have, like 17 stops of RE log C. Granted, no single processor gain type of camera is going to have 17 stops. That's just kind of, someone guessed that completely wrong. Like 13 to 14 usable clean stops, sure. But ProRes RAW internally, other features that I've seen that was rumored to have, you know, spec-wise on the S1H, sure, that would have been great. But You got great cameras as is. You can buy an S5 too for around 1,100 to 1,200 bucks. If you need a camera, go buy that camera, seriously, and invest in quality glass. You got so many different options when it comes to L mount. If you're doing video production or the cinema side of things, you can get PL to L adapters, which, in my opinion, get PL mount if you are completely talking about, video production and you're really serious about your video production. Like myself, I want some cinema lenses in the form of Remus, but now I've changed my mind to Kato's by Blazar, and I have PL to L mount adapters. They can work just fine with that. And the good thing about getting PL lenses is you can adapt them to pretty much any mount out there. So that's what I would worry about. Like, seriously, get a camera, master it, because the camera is just a tool. Like, we know this. It's been talked about hundreds of times. It is just literally a tool to use. What you need to worry about more is your storytelling, your composition while you're telling that storytelling, your lighting, and your color grading. Because that is what's going to make your video stand out, and that's what's going to make your video production or your short film or your feature film, for that matter, pop and be noticed. So I think people need to quit worrying about specs. There's plenty of cameras out there, even if you decide you don't want to go Lumix, but Lumix has some great offerings right now. And while the software and the firmware updates are great because they're always, improving their cameras through firmware, it's a little lackluster of an event. I'm not mad at it. You shouldn't be mad at it, but that's just my 2 cents on it. When you can have a 6K camera here that's capable of doing ProRes internally, ProRes RAW externally, and Blackmagic RAW, frame IO, shutter angle. I mean, literally, it has cinema-esque features without having internal ND or an SDI port for your video. I mean, literally, it's like a little baby cinema camera. I mean, FX30, FX3, they just got shutter angle. They don't do frame IO, where you can basically have proxies record internally to the second SD card slot and automatically send those up to the cloud for your editor or for delivery. They can't do ProRes internally. Now, Sony just made a deal with Blackmagic to be able to do that externally, but Panasonic's been ahead of the curve. They've been ahead of the curve for a long time with image quality. Vlog is awesome to grade. So I think you guys should start really diving into what cameras you can actually use now in the Lumix lineup for your workflow, for your productions, for your projects, versus maybe waiting on and being mad at the fact that Lumix didn't come out with a new camera today. So that's just my 2 cents, and hopefully it resonated with you. If you didn't like it, I'm sorry. It's just my opinion. Everyone's entitled to one. So thank you guys for checking out this video. Hopefully we'll get a new Lumix camera soon, maybe early next year or something like that. But I still right now enjoy using my S5 2X along with my Blackmagic 6K full frame, which to me is essentially the same camera. One just does autofocus, one doesn't. So until next time, be safe, be kind, be creative, take care of each other, stop stressing over cameras, and go out there and shoot something. Take care.